That's not how the Force works.
I don't care.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
What are you talking about?
G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. And welcome to Casual Rage 244, where we casually rage out about the topics of the week. And this week, we've got some Star Wars, believe it or not. We got a Star Wars trailer that I think we probably should have got at the Super Bowl. We've got a couple of other things that we're going to talk about. I did want to talk about Gina Carano's fight, which is pretty awesome, to be honest with you. I do also want to talk about Night of the Seven Kingdoms, because that has been actually an amazing kind of experience for me. Being that I never watched... Excuse me, sorry. Got something in my throat. Being that I never watched Game of Thrones, I sort of watched a bit of House of the Dragon, and the first season of that was okay, and I was sort of getting into it a little bit, and then obviously that sort of fell off, and I started reading from Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I started reading the book, The Hedge Knight. And it lines up with the show perfectly, and it sort of got me wanting to know more. So I started watching Game of Thrones. I've asked a few people, like, season 4 is kind of where you sort of finish everything, but then you like, a few people have said you should still watch it all so that you've got the context of what people are talking about when they're talking about stuff. But there's so much in there. It's so deep. There's so much depth. And not being there, I was thinking about this, not being there when people were obviously watching the episodes as they were coming out, theorizing, talking about it. Obviously, people that had read the books might be bringing their perspective into it as well, perhaps with some changes and all of these other things. And not being there while all of that was happening, I'm now having to sort of navigate it a little bit myself, because it's obviously all past. So that's what's making it probably a little bit more difficult. But I'm learning. And then we do have a couple of celebrity deaths, which is a little sad. But how are we all doing? I hope you're all having a good week. Let's see who we got here. We got Fear of FEMA. We got... Casor the Mad. Casor the Mad. Am I saying that correctly? Cellshade, how you doing, Cellshade? Good to see you. And we got a couple of lurkers in the chat as well. And we also have the mod Soul Assassin. Smash that like button. Yes, smash the like button. All right, let's just talk about a couple of the celebrity deaths, because it's a little bit sad. We'll get that over and done with sort of at the beginning. Robert Duvall passed away this week, which, again, is a little sad because he was, I think, pretty great, to be honest with you. It's so funny. Everybody that I've been listening to talking about it and stuff like that, just, reminiscing on some of his movies and everything. Now, there might be some people out there that have mentioned it, but in every thing that I've watched so far this week since it's happened, since the announcement, I haven't heard anyone mention Gone in 60 Seconds. And it was like the first thing that popped into my head. Obviously, you've got the Godfather movies. Great. Days of Thunder was another one. Days of Thunder was another one. I think I heard a couple of people mention Days of Thunder. He's actually really good in that. I like it when he's on the radio and he tells him about the tires or something, special tires, and then like he's being interviewed because he wins the race, and he's being interviewed after. He's like, "Yeah, I knew that it would work because he said that he put the special tires on," and they're all like, "What?" And he's like, "Obviously, no special tires." But yeah, Gone in 60 Seconds. I thought he was great in that. Deep Impact. Who was he in Deep Impact? Oh, he was. That's right. Oh, it's so funny. I was actually thinking it was what's the other asteroid movie that came out around the same time with Bruce Willis? Why am I blanking on it? I thought it was that one, but no, it's Deep Impact. He was the pilot. Fish, if I remember correctly. It's crazy, like when you look at like some of the movies he's been in. John Q. That's another great fucking movie. Been in movies with Denzel, with Clint Eastwood. Fucking all the Godfather movies. Nick Cage. He had a vast range of amazing movies. Armageddon. Thank you, chat. I knew that you'd help me, my brain, find the word. But yeah, it's a little bit sad, but you know, lived a great full life. How old was he? Aged 95. 95. So rest in peace. God bless. And yeah, we will love the continuation of watching your movies into the future, because there's some great ones in there that you can watch just non-stop. And then the other thing that I woke up to this morning was that Peter Green died after accidental gunshot wound. I don't know. We might get more information. Will it give more information in here? The thing is, I haven't read through it. He accidentally shot himself. He accidentally shot himself. Yeah, this is what I'm seeing. And then I thought, all right, well, being that he's now passed away, let's have a look at what he did. Because they mentioned Pulp Fiction. The first thing that popped into my head was The Mask. First thing that popped into my head was The Mask. And I thought of Under Siege 2 as well. But that's really, like, I couldn't really think of many other things. I know I've seen his face in other things. Killzone, Double Tap. I've seen that. I know I've seen that. I just don't remember him specifically in it. But yeah, he's got a vast range of movies. A lot that I haven't seen though. Caller ID 2010. See, a lot of these movies though are like, I don't know. A lot of the movies that I remember him from are early days. Same as like, yeah, again, these two movies are 1994. Never saw that. Never saw that. A Porn Star Is Born. The Rich Man's Wife. Judgment Day. I don't think I'd seen that. That's no, I don't think I've seen this. It's pretty not a bad cast. Not a bad cast at all. But yeah, there you go. A little bit sad, but rest in peace. Again, there's a few movies there that you'll be able to watch into eternity as well, because they're timeless. And that's well, it's pretty crazy to think, just looking at some of these movies, like Gone in 60 Seconds, you could watch a million times. Days of Thunder, you could watch a million times. I know that there's other movies in there that people will talk about. The Godfather movies, you could watch dozens of times. Like, you could just watch these movies and sit there and just watch them, even though you've watched them so many times before. And then you think of some of Peter Green's movies as well. Similar sort of thing. Earlier stuff, I would say. But then you look at what we're getting today. Speaking of what we're getting today, we go straight into it. I think it's been quite incredible, to be honest with you, to see how much Star Wars, Lucasfilm, whatever you want to call them, have actually, not only have they destroyed the franchise and the numbers that you see in regards to how much hype, how much these things are being talked about, the people that are actually talking about them, right? All of that has just crumbled. But then you look at the way that they've released these trailers and everything for a movie. Like, they've had this massive pause in between. What has it been? 7 years, 7 years? Something like that. And this is how they sort of release it. We had a trailer. Let's actually go. I had a couple more tabs there, but let's just have a quick look here. Because where was that original trailer? Like, they have had a trailer before, right? Let's see. Surely I watched it and it'd have the red. There it is there. So 4 months ago, they released their first official trailer for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. How's that doing? Let's have a quick. Shut up. 12 million. That is tiny. Look, don't get me wrong. If I had a video that had 12 million views, I'd be very happy. But let's be real. When it comes to Star Wars, that is minute. And it has 165,000 up to 61,000 down. Obviously not completely ratioed, but still 61,000 dislikes. And only 165 up out of 12 million views. Then they released the TV spot at the Super Bowl, which everybody laughed at. The only people that didn't are the SEALs. We all saw it. It's pretty obvious. And then they released this trailer. Now, look, I obviously don't think that they would have had enough time to release, what is it, a 2-minute long trailer at the Super Bowl. Fuck, if you got to pay $10 million for 30 seconds, you're talking about $40 million for one trailer, basically. If they would even allow them to have it that big. But let's just take a look at this. This is 7 seconds, right? Now, I'm not saying that this is any good. This was released, This was released on the 18th. This was released on the 18th. So the basically 12 hours, though, after each other. But just having a look at this really quickly. Now, I'm not saying that that excites me or, that changes my... But even that 7 seconds just there would have been better to play at the Super Bowl than the 30-second Clydesdale fucking beer ad that they put out. True? And guess what? You've got fucking 20 seconds to spare. All they really needed, the 30-second trailer, if that's all they had at fucking the Super Bowl. No, the Clydesdale thing, though, was longer than that, wasn't it? Surely it's on their YouTube channel, isn't it? How long was that actual thing? Because it kind of, now that I think about it, it kind of feels like it was longer than. Come on. Oh my God, why? There it is. 36 seconds. Okay. So it's, yeah, it is 30 seconds. But I look, I just see that, like, you release this little 7-second little snippet. Feel the Force, May 22nd, when you experience The Mandalorian and Grogu in theaters in IMAX. Sorry. I don't know. But let's watch the actual trailer. I was going to actually watch it from here, but we will watch it from here because it'll just be better. I need to reshare my screen. Hold on. Hold on a second. Hold your horses. Fuck. Here we go. No, I haven't seen it, but look, we're ready. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Tom Noonan. Did he pass? When did he pass away? Is he the 3? Is he the 3rd? These things happen in 3s, right? Is he the 3rd? All right, let's watch the trailer.
Touch the buttons.
Oh, no. I have so much to say about this. Now, this is the new trailer with 9.5 million views, 115,000 up to 11,000 down. Now, let's be real. Right now, obviously, it's only been out on here for a day compared to the other trailer that was from 4 months ago. But that still only has 12 million views with 160 something thousand up to 61 down. The other 50,000 people that would have downvoted this based on the other trailer don't care enough to even click on it to downvote on it. And the number of likes is based. Now, that might go up again. We could come back to this in 4 months' time and compare it, but we're not going to obviously fucking do that. But I still think it's pretty clear, especially when you had the original Force Awakens trailer at 150 million views. And I can guarantee you that trailer, after being out for a day, had 40 million views, 50 million views. I mean, I'm not going to actually say that I guarantee that, but I'm pretty certain that that's what it would have been like. Anyway, here we go. The shots are just complete rip-offs.
Hey, never touch the buttons.
We're just going to play it and then we'll go through it because I do have a lot to say.
I can use some information.
Whoa, for this price, I'll tell you whatever you want.
I'm looking for a hut.
Close for the night. Thank you.
Gangsters, war criminals.
Long live the Empire.
We'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
This isn't about revenge. It's about preventing another war.
Strap in.
You will suffer. And then it will be his turn.
Take your armor. The kid will live centuries beyond me. I won't always be around to protect him.
Are you scared? You should be.
Do we run? Or do we fight?
I like this kid.
What are you waiting for? Let's save the rest for after dinner.
All right. I got to be real. I hadn't actually sat down and watched the whole trailer. Like, I'd seen other people reacting to it, but like, I only paid attention to some parts. So there's a couple of things. The opening scene, the shots are just complete rip-offs, or at least this one really is. Now, look, I think you're going to have sort of shots like that anyway. It's just interesting that they're doing it for this. You got the R2 unit. Now you're going to expect these things in Star Wars. You're going to have R2 units. You know, yes, not R2-D2.
Hey,
This is
never touch the
retarded.
buttons.
Okay. Like, they continue just going for the ootsy bootsy little cutesy little fucking Grogu. Let's be real here. In the last scene, like, this is a 50-year-old being that understands. We know completely that he understands. From the yes-no robot fucking thing in season 3. His cognitive abilities are up there. There's understanding. Why is it that they make him like act like a kid still? Like act like a child? When I think it's... Haven't we gotten, like, in regards to just Mando season 1, Mando season 2, and him acting like that, Mando season 3, yes, he was still acting like that, but it at least gave the audience a little bit more clarity in regards to the understanding level of this character, because we get nothing else from it. And then we've regressed back to just being this, like, playing with the ball and the stick of the, you know, controller in the ship. Just there, mashing buttons. Like, dude, you're 50 years old. You understand he's getting in the ship. We're about to take off. He's starting up the engines. Now, look, obviously they're not in a high-risk situation here where they're being shot at and they need to get out of here in a hurry. And it's like, Grogu, what are you doing? Stop pushing all the buttons. They're just basically, well, that's what it seems like in the trailer, that they're just trying to take off. But why? Oh, because they want the cutesy bootsy little bit so that everybody goes, oh, instead of actually like thinking about it. And then you get the little pout from him in the chair. And then everybody can go, oh, again, and blow a load of tears or something. I don't know. Pathetic. Really, honestly, truly pathetic.
Hey, never touch the buttons.
Okay, Razor Crest is back. This is clearly a continuation after, in the timeline, after all the events that we've seen. After all 3 seasons of Mando, after the 2 episodes of Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. The Razor Crest got blown up. So this is obviously he's acquired another ship. But you know what? Like, this, to me, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Because the last time we saw him, he had the Naboo Starfighter, right? Which everybody was like, this is retarded. Why would you do that? It's just, you're basically throwing member berries in there for the sake of it, when it doesn't make sense for the kind of work that this character's supposed to do. Not that we've really ever seen him do actual bounty hunting other than in the first season of fucking the entire thing, and really only the first episode. And he does some bounty hunting in Book of Boba Fett with his little tracking fob and his HUD thing, whatever they are, pod. But he's got his Razor Crest back. Because even the fucking people making it were like, okay, it's a little bit stupid that we blew his fucking ship up. It's too bad it wasn't made of Beskar, really.
I can use.
But what? Sorry, I missed a whole point that I was actually trying to make. It's going to be interesting to see if in this movie they're going to be able to have him sell the ship for, like, he's got to acquire this ship somehow. It's going to be interesting to see what they do and how they go about that. He'll go back to Tatooine. He'll speak to the Jawa fucker chick. And she will say, oh, look, I know we built this ship for you, but it really doesn't suit your needs now, does it? I've been able to acquire another Razor Crest for you. Would you like to trade? Yeah, okay, we'll trade. Okay, done. I don't know.
Some information.
Whoa. For this price, I'll tell you whatever you want.
I'm looking for a HUD.
Close for the night. Thank you.
Again, trying to make it comedic and funny and I know we've got the synopsis out there and the leak synopsis, I guess, of what like the plot is of this. And I've seen bits and pieces. It's basically the same story as what they did in the Clone Wars movie with Jabba's kid, is my understanding of it. Again, I haven't looked into it enough or watched anybody's videos really on it to care enough. But if I hadn't known any of that from these trailers, I'm getting nothing. What are these things? They're not moving. Are they statues?
Gangsters. War criminals.
Long live the Empire.
And okay, so the Empire's fallen, but yes, you could have remnants, of course, of the Empire. We've seen that in Mando season 1. 2, I think. Yeah, 2.
We'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
That's got to be on Hoth too, doesn't it? Look at the background. And when they basically did the beer ad.
We'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
This isn't about revenge.
It's fucking cartoony. That whole, oh, he's still alive, poof, without looking, like that is so cartoony. It's ridiculous.
This isn't about revenge.
What is it about?
It's about preventing another war.
Oh,
Strap in.
okay. Gets his helmet removed again. I guess he's got to go and take another bath. Oops. What's his name, chat? Bounty hunter from the Clone Wars. Got the dogs. Throws his hat like Raiden.
And then it will be.
Yeah, Seal Clap. That's what his name is. Sorry, my bad. My bad. Embo, that's it. You got Hutt speaking basic. I guess there are Hutts out there that do speak basic. I don't necessarily have a big problem with that. But like one thing that made Jabba so good was like, you know, he did need that translator droid. I don't know.
Before going into harm's way, check your armor.
Check your armor. Let me put my big plate on my chest.
The kid
Oh,
will
look, cutesy.
live centuries beyond me. I won't always be around to protect him.
That's so like, dude, the kid's not growing up anytime soon either, by the looks of things. How long has Mando now had Grogu in his possession? 10 years? So he was 50 when they met. This is another mistake or what, you know, oh, he's a 50-year-old Yoda bit. No. In this, he would be, what, 60 years old by now? 65? Nothing has changed. No progress. He's still in the ship just mashing buttons like a little child. He hasn't learned fucking shit. Yes, no, yes, no. He fucking... Oh, he went and trained with Luke for a day. For a day that lasted a year or something. 2 years, sorry. Didn't we get told? Jon Favreau, 2 years. And then that doesn't include the time that from when Mando met him to the end of season 2 of Mando, when Grogu does go with Luke. Sissy, how you doing? So Grogu, by the time, let's see. Let's do a quick search here. How old is Grogu in if I stop fucking saying it, Mandalorian Grogu movie, I'll get through it quicker. Okay. Grogu is 50 years old in season 1 of The Mandalorian. No shit, that's not what I asked. My specific question is, how old is Grogu in The Mandalorian and Grogu movie? It does not answer the question. Anywhere you look, it says 50 years old. So basically, from Mandalorian, season 1, episode 1, 50-year-old being, he has not aged. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Hang on one second. Hang on one second. Sorry, guys. Mandalorian and Grogu movie timeline. Roughly 9 to 10 years after the Battle of Yavin. Roughly 5 to 10 years after the Battle of Yavin, 5 years after Return of the Jedi, is when the Mandalorian and Grogu takes place. Mandalorian season 1 timeline. Oh, fuck off. They don't know what 9 BBY. 9 BBY. They're basically, this is my understanding of what I have just discovered. Between Mandalorian season 1 and the Mandalorian and Grogu movie 1 year has gone by. Within that year, we have had Grogu go with, Grogu go with Mandalorian for that whole first season, however long that was. The whole second season, however long that was. Go with Luke for 2 years. Come back to Mandalorian, do season 3 of The Mandalorian. And all of that, including the 2 years off with Luke, takes place within 1 year. They don't know what the fuck they've just done. They are honestly treating it like nothing fucking time. Nothing matters. And the thing is with this too, is the fact that you can only get rough estimates of timelines and stuff like that means that they actually have no idea. Because we should know. We should be able to type in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie timeline, see exactly how many years after the Battle of Yavin it takes place. And they're saying in this, let me go back to that previous one. Mandalorian and Grogu movie timeline. Approximately 5 years after Return of the Jedi, roughly 9 to 10 BBY. But then, like I said, you search The Mandalorian season 1 takes place 9 BBY. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. That's going to be fucking Jabba's son. Sorry, did I keep ABY? Sorry, yes, it's ABY. Let's see. Sorry. Let me just drag this over really quickly so I show you what I'm looking at. So this is the Mandalorian and Grogu movie timeline. Mandalorian and Grogu is set in the New Republic era, approximately 5 years after Return of the Jedi, roughly 9 to 10 years ABY. I'm sorry, I kept getting, unless that's, I don't know. But then, Mandalorian Season 1 takes place in 9 BBY. How can these things basically take place around the same time when we know that it's at least 5 years has taken place between the beginning of fucking The Mandalorian Season 1 and the end of Mandalorian Season 3? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Anyway, that's what I was looking at. Let's finish this. They're enjoying bringing in aliens.
Are you scared? You should be.
Maybe he's taking his bath and the snake comes to him.
Do we run? Or do we fight?
Dev.
I like this kid.
Oh, I like this kid. Yeah, positive reinforcement from the character. So many seal clapping moments in this. It's going to be interesting to watch Grizzy's video. I can't wait.
What are you waiting for?
It looks so fucking stupid. It looks so fake. So, okay, let me get this straight. Let me get this straight for a second. This mother of this child, where is it?
This kid.
Okay, so this mother of this child abandons the carriage, takes the child and runs. Yeah. Grogu then jumps into that thing and it turns into a rocket ship and they fly away. Wouldn't it have been better for the mother to put the handlebars around the other side, like fucking sit on the end of it, fucking engage that shit and let's get out of here? I mean, I find it interesting that a mother would buy a pram in the Star Wars universe that has rockets that would burn the shit out of her if it just went off accidentally. Like, I would find that a little bit strange that she would invest any money in a fucking pram that could fly away with her child at any point. This is retarded, I gotta say. I thought Star Wars was pretty fucked and pretty stupid. This is beyond retarded. This is beyond stupid. This is so far beyond Star Wars that it's like I've been saying for fucking years. Disney Star Wars is dead. Star Wars is well and truly alive, but they are two very separate things. This is retarded.
What are you waiting for?
I mean, come on. Come on. That is a hijacked fucking pram that Grogu is like maneuvering rocket fucking style like a speeder bike. Are we fucking serious right now? Look at it. It wasn't even there. If it was theirs, okay, I could understand it if it's theirs, right? If they've designed it because fucking Mando has a rocket pack. So, okay, maybe they fucking MacGyvered this fucking thing and put fucking jets on it so that Grogu has the ability to maneuver it somehow. Okay, but that's certainly not how it seemed in the trailer.
Let's save the rest for after dinner.
Oh, the cutesy bootsy again. Again, just the retardedness of what I'm actually seeing blows my mind. Very good. Yeah, this is... I'd be very surprised if this gets high. It's going to get the high praise and everything from like the critics, you know, the mainstream critics or whatever, the access guys. It's going to get it from the SEALs, 100%. The thing that I don't know in regards to how this movie is actually going to perform at the box office, and it's one of the most curious things for me in this whole thing, is I don't know how the normies are going to react to this. The normies are going to go and see it in theaters. Maybe. I don't know. Because also, too, you got to remember that this is basically like a continuation of the shows. Now, as much as I think I've heard people out there saying that this is like, you can watch this in isolation. You don't need the context of everything else. Trying to justify it, trying to, build hype in saying that you don't need to do the homework. Well, if we know anything from Disney Star Wars, that's not true. Homework is required in absolutely every part of Disney Star Wars. I don't think there's one thing that they've been able to specifically do. People will argue Andor, but I don't think there's one thing that they've been able to specifically do that closes itself off within isolation and gives you a satisfactory result by the end. To at least close off some part of the story. The last we saw of Mandalorian and Grogu, you got the yibbida yibbida yibbida. That's all, folks. At the end of season 3. So This whole rollout to try and build hype for Mandalorian and Grogu has been an absolute disaster, to say the least. I think they had like I said, we had a look. They had a trailer that came out 4 months ago that's only been able to get to 12 million views with what did we say? 160 up to 60 down. Like, that is horrible, man. For a Star Wars thing, that's horrible. And then you get the like I said, you get the Super Bowl trailer, and then you get this, which again, they could have done so much better with the Super Bowl stuff. Yeah. They've lost complete control of this IP. They've lost complete control of the franchise. They've lost complete control of the fans. And look, not to say that a franchise at any time's got control over their fans, but when they're doing good stuff, the fan base is there. The fan base is rolling and moving with it when it's moving in the right direction, when it's doing well. I mean, fuck. A great example is actually Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Because, like, I mean, again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I never watched Game of Thrones. I'm going through some of it now. And I never read all the books. But even just watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms made me want to read that book and made me want to know the universe a little bit better. Now, I'm obviously going into it with the expectation that I might not ever get that complete closed story based on, George R.R. Martin not completing the book and looks like he's never going to, kind of thing. But just the fact that you've got Night of the Seven Kingdoms out there and you've got somebody like a Mauler that would never have gone back to Westeros, would never have gone back to that universe. And then he watches something like this and he really enjoys it. And it is at least just an isolated story that, that could blow out. Like, I think there's avenues that you could take with all different characters. I mean, just after watching it, obviously, you know how your phones listen to you and you get that algorithm change and then you start getting recommended stuff. I just started getting recommended Night of the Seven Kingdoms, like offshoots, where it's telling me about this prince and what he ended up doing and this guy and what he ended up doing and how this ended up affecting this. And like, you just start learning things and start learning the universe and stuff like that. When it comes to Disney Star Wars, when it comes to The Mandalorian, what does anyone care in regards to what they want to know? Like, I'd be interested to actually ask some of these Disney seals out there, it's the greatest thing ever. I'd love to ask them, what are you actually looking forward to in this? What is it that you think that you're getting out of this? Because I tell you what, I can get more character development, more character enjoyment out of a 30-minute episode of Night of the Seven Kingdoms than I've been able to get out of essentially learning the character of Mandalorian in 3 seasons and 2 episodes from Book of Boba Fett. Foster's cast. I gotta go get some Fosters. I will have a Fosters for this weekend's Flashcast. As much as I don't wanna. Hail to the lurkers. I'm gonna try and do. I know Jay does the 1 hour. Shout out to the lurkers. I gotta start remembering you guys. Yes, I need to watch Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Good day, Melissa. How you doing? Good to see you. And all the other people that sort of came in over time. Sorry, I've just been rambling. as I normally do. Why is the baby pram so fast? Look, this is the thing. Like, it's kind of, it's funny how I view Star Wars now. Because, like, again, my problems with things like Andor, it's the prison. Why isn't there droids? What, like, we're in this universe. Why don't we just have programmed droids? You don't have to worry about facilities for actual human beings. You don't have to feed them. You don't have to sleep them. You just fucking have droids building fucking parts of the Death Star. Like, there's certain things that within the universe I just don't understand. And when I see something like that, where I see a mother in the universe with her alien little baby, grab the baby out of the pram, and then Grogu jumps into it and it just transforms into a fucking supercar. Like, I just don't get that. I just don't get that. And I have no doubt that there were SEALs sitting out there going, oh my God, look at him go. Yes, go Grogu. Yeah, woo! Like, how? You're retarded. You're stupid. You clearly don't give a fuck about the entertainment that you're seeing. You care more about what this thing can be used for in any way, shape, or form. And I don't exactly know what they're using Star Wars for right now, because I don't know what the messaging is that they're trying to portray. I don't know what the messaging is that we're going to be getting out of this Mandalorian movie. What are you going to learn about the Mandalorian or Grogu in this movie? What have we learned about the Mandalorian and Grogu in 3 seasons of the Mandalorian and Grogu? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. People would want to say, oh, well, we've learned about Mandalorian lore, and we've learned about the helmets, and we've learned about this, and we've learned about that, and we've, like, what have you, like, seriously now? What have you learned about Mando as a character? What have you learned about Grogu as a character? Oh, that he fucking got fucking saved by Ahmed Best getting out of the temple. Woo! Like, what have you learned about these characters in the time that you've seen them? From the moment that you saw them, right, to the moment that we're up to, present day, what have you learned? And people will, and what are you going to learn in The Mandalorian and Grogu? Even let's talk about it on a broader scale. You as an audience member, what do you think that you are going to get out of a Mandalorian and Grogu movie based on 3 seasons of The Mandalorian that we've had? If you've been brave enough to continue paying attention to Star Wars. I won't say it like that. I don't mean it like that. Because there are people out there that don't. Like, are you saying that I'm not brave? No, I'm not. It's a stupid way of saying it. Actually, it's a stupid word to use, brave, for watching it. Brave for not watching it. I think you're actually braver for not watching it, to be fair. Did Baby Greedo shoot first? Like, there is honestly so much about this rollout for this movie that I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if it does well. I'm fully expecting it to only make around 400 to 500 million. But again, I don't know what the normies are going to be like. We've got no reference point. We've got no reference. The only thing that we can say as audience members is that we've seen a decline. We've seen a decline in interest. We've seen a decline in hype. We've seen it, and it's all turned into, what the fuck is this? Yeah. That's what we learned. That's exactly right, Melissa. We learned that he ain't a bounty hunter. He's a babysitter in space. That's what we've learned. 400 to 500 million, it loses money. this is the thing. Like, I don't even trust what they've told us about the budget. What did we get told? Like 160 million? Now, look, I can understand because they're using the volume, which is a mistake as well. I don't think the volume's refined enough to even use it for TV shows yet. All these actors get in there and they think, they turn it on and they think, oh my God, this is awesome. And then you fucking, as an audience member, you look at what you're fucking seeing and you can see the fucking screen. You can see that they're not, you can tell. Well, this is the funny thing about that, is that it is kind of a side movie. It is, they're not calling this chapter 10, are they? They're releasing their next movie, which, yes, in their mind, they're considering this a main movie. It's a big launch. It's a big thing, right? But in the actual continuation of the Star Wars story that we know, this is a side story. Now, you can have side stories that turn into main stories. Look at Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I'm not saying that there's a main story there, but it certainly affects everything within the main story. And they're going to continue. They've got, 3 seasons of this to do because there's 3 books. And if they do the other books, if they come out, then they might do those other books as well. You get 5 seasons of this thing. It's hard to say that it's not its own main story within the universe. You could have started an offshoot, a side fucking story with a bounty hunter, and that turn into its own main story within the universe. Because people just love the character. People gets enjoyment out of watching him do what he does, or I don't know. So, Mandalorian and Grogu. What is it? May 22nd. It's funny that they're releasing it closer to the real Star Wars day than the fake one. It actually kind of surprises me a little bit that they wouldn't actually do it on like the 4th of May. I just, this came up for me and I just thought, I want to talk about this really quickly because there's another, I think it got announced at some gaming thing recently. G'day, Butcher. Oh shit, I didn't share audio. So they announced a Star Wars racing game, Galactic Racer, they're calling it. Star Wars Galactic Racer. Now, let's watch this trailer really quickly, and then we'll go into what we actually know about this game.
Our newest racer has arrived! Welcome to the Galactic League! Since you're here, why not take part in a friendly exhibition race?
Retreating!
Impeding! If they weren't holding me back right now, I'd have you frozen in carbonite!
If they weren't holding me back and they're not touching you. The original Pod Racer game was better. Well, maybe. I do like the original Pod Racer game. But there's something about this that I like. Okay, first of all, I didn't mind that trailer. I don't mind the idea of just doing a racing simulator in the Star Wars galaxy. It looked fine. There was nothing really too bad about what I saw within the trailer. But then when I go to the details that that we know now based on this, there's one specific part of this that I'm like, maybe that's not the best idea. So these are the details that we know. Rhino, play the original Pod Racer game. We'll have a look. Let me get through this really quickly. Being developed by former devs of Need for Speed and Burnout. I don't mind that. Good day, Geordie. How you doing? I don't mind that. Has an immersive solo campaign with branching paths. This is where it's going to fall apart. To be honest with you, everything else is okay. You've got 12 racer online multiplayer. Fantastic, right? You've got scenario mode. I don't exactly know, with unique racing conditions. Vehicles including pod racers, repulsor crafts, land speeders, skip speeders, and speeder bikes, and has no season pass. They just want to complete the game and release it. Everything else is okay. It's this that we're going to possibly see a problem with. Because this is the thing, is that they want to, like, you know, the issue with Jedi Survivor or Jedi Fallen Order. I think the problem with both of those games, especially the second one, you know, having the connections to the High Republic and everything. The first one was fine. I don't like the way that it ends, and I don't like, to be honest with you, it's just a meh story, really. And the gameplay is enjoyable, the gameplay is fun, and everything like that. But to bring in a campaign that, you know, is it canon, isn't it canon, all of that discussion will take place. Would have to, is it actually canon? I'm curious. But then what could they possibly do in a campaign for a speeder game? I think it's better to just have it as a speeder racing simulator, and that's it. Let's take a look at what this looks like. Just a part of the trailer. We already saw all of that. Yeah. See, for me, again, it kind of looks fine. And as, like I said, if it was just a Star Wars racing simulator, I think it'd be fine. But I don't think that that's all it's going to be. Going to take the Ray path. Fear of FEMA for $5 says no season pass is either them trying to be good game makers or they don't think the game will survive long enough for DLC. Well, yes, that could be the case. It just says this is it's in quotes too. This is a premium release. We want it complete when it comes out. You could be right, though. You could be absolutely right, actually. Like they might not have any faith in it. And where that faith is lost is basically in the strength of the brand. It could just be something as simple as that. Thank you for the super chat too, by the way. I appreciate it. Appreciate the support. But yeah, so I like racing games. I actually like racing games a lot. It's not something like, especially when it comes to Star Wars now, I'm so burnt on Star Wars that I don't want to buy anything that's got a Star Wars label on it. Now, I got bought during Flashcast. I got bought Knights of the Old Republic. So funny I said Knight because I'm so used to Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Knights of the Old Republic. And I've got to play that. You know, if somebody was to buy something like this, I don't know. See, for me, a game like this would actually be kind of cool to hang out with Flash after Flashcast and play something like this. Something where we can sit down, do, you know, have 5 races or something and then just call it quits. You know, because I know after Flashcast we're pretty fucked. And I know we haven't played anything in a while after. It's kind of disappointing about Helldivers, to be honest. And I wanted to try and do Arc Raiders with him. Because that's so similar and you can just sort of hang out and have fun with that. But and I got the game, but I honestly have not even opened it. I've got so many games that I haven't actually played yet. That I actually have. Nuts. Anyway, this game, I will say it doesn't look too bad. The gameplay and the racing looks like fun. It looks awesome. It's this you know, solo campaign thing that they're the immersive solo campaign. So immersive. Anyway, we'll see. When's that due to come out? Or is it out? Coming 2026. Wish list today. Put it on your wish list today, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Now, unfortunately, we got no seals of the week this week. So we're just going to say that everybody in Grizzy's yeah, Grizzy's video is the seal of the week. But before we get into that, I do need to talk about Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, obviously. But before we do that, I just wanted to talk about Gina Carano. Gina Carano is jumping back into the octagon with Ronda Rousey on May 16th, which is fucking awesome. It's so funny. It's like just before the release of The Mandalorian and Grogu. Gina's doing her fight. I hope that she gets fucking paid. I hope that she gets like paid big. I hope that she fucking I hope that like the success of the fight is just better than the success of the movie, but I don't, you know. Anyway. Awesome seeing that. Fuck yeah. Netflix. And man, Gina looks so good. I mean, they both look fantastic. But like, I will say, you know, just as an observer, seeing Gina Carano after everything that sort of happened with, you know, Star Wars and everything, and then that her being cancelled and completely sort of blacklisted from Hollywood and all of that kind of stuff. It's almost as bad as Tyson and Paul. I don't know if it's that bad. I don't know if it's that bad at all. I like this. And even Gina, like she said that she would only really ever come back if it was against Ronda. So I like this. I'm actually looking forward to it. And I think it could be a really good fight. And I hope that it's not just, you know, essentially performative. You know, that's why I said almost. I don't think it's close though. I think like the Tyson Paul thing, like that's and again, seeing how trimmed down fucking Gina has gotten, you know, obviously preparing. Because they were, man, this must have been in the works for a while. The whole idea and the whole concept of this, because these girls would have had to have put in a lot of time in the gym, I would have thought. Because, like I said, Gina started to look like she put on a fair bit of weight, you know, and that I can sort of understand that too. Like with everything that happened, you could just lose faith in even just yourself. So that's why I'm happy to see this, to be honest. She's back in the ring. She looks great. They both look good. Could be a good fight. They're both good fighters, but they've both been out of the ring for a while. So you never fucking know. You never fucking know. All right, before we get into essentially Seal of the Week, and we're going to watch Grizzy's video. Oh. I gotta show you this. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, I think because it's the only nominee. Did you send another one? Hold on. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. Let me show you what Mike Hill just shared with me. Look at this. Oh, poor dude. Steven Soderbergh, I think that's how you pronounce it, says he wasted 2.5 years developing the hunt for Ben Sol. Fucking those seals and shills and everything are going to jump so hard on this. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Do it, Dave Filoni. You're in charge now. Do it. Kathleen Kennedy was putting the stop on it. Do it. I'd made the movie in my head. Well, that's not 2 years. And just felt bad that nobody else was going to get to see it. What? Okay. It's insane. We're all very disappointed. Okay. I love how they get out of that statement. Out of that statement there might be more to it. I'm not even going to bother to check. But out of that statement there, they're basically saying that he feels like he wasted 2.5 years from that statement. Yeah, it might be disappointing. Anyway, whatever. But this was the other one. Retney's Holocron, who has been nominated for a Seal before. Seal of the Week nomination before. Creators like this are a disease to pop culture. No, I think they're just real. I think they're just being real. And look, we just watched the fucking trailer. What do you guys think? Do you think I was being harsh on it, saying how pathetic and ridiculous and stupid some of these things were that we were seeing in the trailer? How we know nothing about the actual story or plot of what this movie is actually going to be? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I feel that way, not sorry. Thank you, Mike. Redney's going to win. Redney, let's see. I want to see what comes from Grizzy's video. But before we do, I need to talk about Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Okay, so there's a couple of things in this last episode that I think that it was really, really good episode. I don't know how many people who are here right now are actually watching it, paying attention to this. I don't know. And I am going to be talking a little bit of spoilers, and there will be a little bit of spoilers of stuff from the book as well. So that's your fair warning. I liked the episode. I like how this show has been actually able to adapt the book to the screen. Now, again, I was one of those people that I think I watched the first 3 episodes, got to Egg's reveal, and went, "Holy shit! This is so like it. Like I just want more. It's so intriguing that I just actually want more information." So I bought the book and I read the book, and I basically got through it because it's so easy to get through before we even got this last episode. But there's a couple of things that I just thought they could have done a little bit better in this episode. One of those things is right at the beginning of the episode, Baylor is talking to everybody about the strategy and what they're going to do. And basically, the only part of the strategy that I really remember hearing that they really adapted from the book is talking about the Kingsguard and how the Kingsguard can't hurt Baylor based on the oaths that they took. So, you know, it's basically like if you can keep the others sort of away from him, then he can take care of them because they can't really do anything to him. They've almost got to fight defensively, right? Now, like I said, that's a part of it that you get in the book. But the other part that they actually talk about in the book that you don't get in the show is the discussion about the Lancers. So the War Lancers are apparently, I don't know exactly, I can't remember, sorry, but I think they're like 2 or 3 feet longer than the tournament Lancers are 2 or 3 foot longer than the War Lancers. But the Tawny Lancers are designed to break, whereas the War Lancers are rigid and they're designed to actually pierce, right? But the whole idea behind the discussion is that because we've got that extra length, if you can hit them before they can hit you, you're going to be able to dismount them. You're going to be able to actually make contact with them before they make contact with their War Lancers. But that never happened. There's also another bit within that doesn't happen, and that is where Egg, one of the other squires, goes to give Dunk his lance, and Egg goes, no, I've got to be the one to put it in his hand, or something along those lines. And that wasn't in this at all. Egg was already there ready with the lance to give to Dunk, and he doesn't even speak to another squire. That doesn't even take place at all within the show. But this is how I reckon they could have done it a little bit better. Is they ride over, Egg and the other squires have got the War Lancers ready, and then Baylor comes over, they start talking about the strategy. They do still have the discussion about the other knights, the Kingsguard. But then they do still have the discussion about the Lancers. And because that discussion takes place, all the squires were ready with War Lancers, and they've got to go and change them out. So they quickly run over and they get the Tawny Lancers and they bring those back over, and somebody goes to hand Dunk his lance, and Egg comes running over and is like, no, I've got to be the one to put it in his hand. and you can still get that line and that sort of scene from the book. And that would have also padded a little bit more time within the present day as opposed to going back to the flashback. Because the flashback, honestly, as well placed, I think, as it is, but also how poorly placed I think that it is, I'll explain that in a second. You could have trimmed a fair bit of that out, I feel. Maybe not, because you do, like, there is a lot that you learn about Dunk within the flashback. But this is what I mean in regards to the positioning of the flashback. The positioning of the flashback is perfect because you get that first charge, right? He gets the lance in, that goes into him. He pulls that out, and then straight away, bang, he gets knocked off his horse. And then we're bang. As soon as he hits the ground, we're into the flashback. The thing that I didn't like about that was the fact that they portrayed what happens in the book really well, where Dunk freezes, the charge is on, all the other knights have charged, and Dunk is sort of just sitting there, and you get Egg from the stands like yelling, and which harkens back to the training episode when Egg was training with Thunder, and he's yelling from the stand, go, 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 and like, you see Thunder starting to move, and then he sort of takes off. Fantastic. In fact, so good to the point where when I was watching it, I actually did have goosebumps in that moment. The problem was that by the time I got to Dunk being hit off his horse and we're in the flashback, as soon as that happened, that feeling that I had of awesome, let's go, was gone. And I feel like that's why people mainly have a problem with the flashback. The thing is that the flashback works so well where it is because the whole purpose of it is the get up, get up, get up thing, right? Because in the book, there's a lot more get ups than just the get up and then we're there. But the way that they had to do it, so it's the flashback seamlessly brings us back to present day. Now, if you were to, let's say, not do the first charge, just do the flashback and then roll into the first charge, it doesn't go quite as seamless as the get up moment. That's why they needed to put it where it was. The other thing that I like, and I don't know how you put this to screen. I don't know how you do it. I honestly thought that they were going to use flashbacks of like maybe a training moment, but like intermediate, like it flashes in and out with, I can't remember what's his name? He's basically his master, the knight that he followed around, Sir Arlen. Like maybe while he was training him, while he was doing some work with the rings, as opposed, you could have some of the things, because in the book, basically he goes off target and he's like, in his head, he's like, oh, look at the shield, look at the shield. No, aim, look at where I want to hit. And then by the time he actually figures out what he's supposed to do, he's been hit with that first lance, right? Now, again, they did portray it well in regards to the fact that everything happens so quickly and it's boom, boom, boom. And before you know it, he's pulling the thing out and then whack, he's smacked in the face. Like, it does it well enough. But it's just the way that I thought that they were going to do it compared to how they did it. There was also another, I feel like, missed opportunity where you've got, let me see if I can, I don't know if it's actually going to let me share the image actually. There. Will it share it? I don't know. So this shot here, I thought looks so fucking awesome. You've got all 7 knights lined up. It looks fucking sick. You know what you don't get? You don't get a shot like that at the other side. Now, I know the whole idea of it is that fucking shit just happens real quick. It's like the charge is on, blah, blah, blah. Like really fucking, but, in regards to taking a little bit of time out of the flashback, which you could have certainly trimmed up and you could have lost with just some little trims that you did here and there and everywhere. I swear, I reckon you could have lowered the flashback by like 2 minutes. So you didn't get a shot of all the other knights on the other side like this lined up, which I just thought would have looked cool. It's a nitpick. It is a nitpick. I'll grant that, but it's fucking awesome. So yeah, so from basically this moment here, we're in flashback mode. So you can see down the bottom where like he's a lot younger. So this is the thing. You get that first charge, and again, like I said, goosebumps from basically the 4-minute mark. So you get 20, just under 20 minutes of flashback. To me, it was too long. It was too long. Everything else, basically, after that was absolutely brilliant. The fight was sick. I know that there's people that are, you know, that only being able to see it from Dunk's perspective, not seeing some of the other fights that happened and everything else. Now, obviously, you do see the blow that takes Baylor's life. And I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, and I was heartbroken for Dunk. He's sitting there thinking that he's responsible. You know, you get that scene, and it's in the book as well. It's a little bit more like, it's like Dunk in the book, he goes, "I'm your man. I am your man." And he says it like 3 or 4 times, or like maybe two to 4 times. And then he goes, "You're my man." And then there's a little bit more in the book, but it was, again, done really well. Takes the helmet off, fucking cracked his head, you know, and he goes down, and Dunk is, I was heartbroken. I was truly heartbroken. Like Dunk, it's, you know, he basically dies. Effectively, he dies, and he gets up, and he fucking wins the fight, and he gets his justice, and he is sitting there, and he is bloodied up. And dude, I didn't know how they were going to do this, because again, in the book, he is hurting everywhere. He's tired. He doesn't know what like. He's just a little lost after this fight, but still wanting to know like who died and everything. Yeah, and the fact that this, you know, my fingers feel like wood. And then they remove his helm, and this, like I said, completely heartbroken. And it's going to be great to see what the next episode. It's kind of interesting though, because there's not too much more from this point where this episode ends that is left. There's one major conversation that takes place, really. But then you've got to try and span that over half an hour. I'm actually wondering whether or not it is actually we're going to get maybe not a time jump, but the beginnings of the adventures of going off on like the next book, The Sworn Sword. Don't know. But The Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, I got to say, has been quite enjoyable to watch. I am not one of those people that has been burnt by Game of Thrones, not yet anyway, because I never got massively into it. But I'm also, I have been burnt already by House of the Dragon, though. And the concepts of the stories and the world and everything is so intriguing and pretty awesome that it makes you want it to be good. But unfortunately, it's not great. Some of the things that they've ended up doing. Rhino, you should stream with Sporking News. He does a weekly Game of Thrones show with Grant, Mads, and Miss Martin Muses and others. The thing is it's just the time, man. Most streams and stuff like that, they take place during the day while I'm at work. Like I got a message from Robot Head last night asking if I was working on Friday tomorrow. because obviously there's the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. He thought of me and wanted to invite me on. I'd love to, but I'm unfortunately at work. I'd love to. You know, if I was to ever to be able to have the ability to do like YouTube stuff full time, I would get more enjoyment out of the fact that I'd be able to spend more time with friends online talking about stuff than I would about the fact that I'm actually able to make a living from doing it. You know, the amount of times I've had Anna message me, are you like, you know, if you want to come on, you can jump on. It's like, no, I'm working. Fucking Shad messaging me. If you want to jump on, you can jump on. So even when I'm in the chat in some of your streams, you'll send me the link and it's like, dude, I wish I could. Unfortunately, I'm at work. You know, all of those opportunities to be able to, you know, hang out with people and just talk about stuff that I love, stuff that I don't obviously love, or, you know, and why I'm getting pissed off by it or anything like that. You need to talk to a guy called Liquid Blake. He will set you up with a top Stargate stream. Into the Chopper Eye. I don't know what that is. So yes, watch Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Even if you have, I think, even if you have been burnt by fucking Game of Thrones, and the good thing about this is that it is kind of an isolated story. You know, it's disheartening that it might be in that universe, but cool. It's done and dusted. Yes, it leads into other things. It's kind of like everything leads to, you know, Luke drinking the milk. Everything leads to The Last Jedi. Everything leads to the Rise of Skywalker. You know. And that's fair. Absolutely fair to say that and feel that way because it's true. But the one thing with this show, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, is you can still get something out of it just being in its own isolated story, own isolated character. And I feel like that's why it does need to pay more attention to Dunk. You get Dunk's POV more than anything else. In fact, nearly the entire time. The only other perspective that you may get at some points is Egg. Whereas that's where it is probably a little bit different from something like Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon, where you've got multiple characters all over the map, right? And you're following multiple different points of view at multiple different times. This isn't like that. And I think that's why it makes it actually kind of enjoyable and, you know, easy to watch. As hard as some parts are to watch. You know, HBO is definitely planning on remaking Game of Thrones. I don't know enough about it to really comment on it. The only thing that I'll say is that, George, you need to finish your story. You need to finish your story. You know, people throwing headcanon out there and trying to fill in the gaps and all of that sort of thing. It's not really good to leave people like that. And, you know, I don't know how your health is, but you don't look too healthy, to be honest with you. So that's Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Like I said, I think the episode was really good. In fact, the series has been really good. From episode to episode, it's pretty seamless. For each episode, there's something compelling about the episode. You get to the end of each episode and you do just want more. And that's, to me, a sign of good entertainment. That you can keep engaged. It's like, you know, when you're watching a 2-hour movie and you honestly think like, shit, that went quick, because it's so good and it keeps you engaged. Time just flies when you're having fun. You know, you watch Starfleet Academy, I'm telling you, it drags. You're like, fuck, man, this feels like I've been sitting here for a movie length fucking thing, but it's only been like an hour. I think they're hour-long episodes. There's another episode out tonight, isn't there? Or today, if it's not already out. Is it out? Is it out? No, not yet. When's that dropping? Episode. I thought that was supposed to. Oh, maybe it's tomorrow, actually. God, what a nightmare that is. All right. All right. The one thing that I'll say again is that I do understand what people are saying about the flashback in this episode. And it's necessary. Its placement is actually perfect for a seamless transition back to present day. And you do that anywhere else and it doesn't make sense at all. But you definitely lost momentum from me after the first charge. Egg getting thunder going from the stands, goosebumps, fucking getting whacked, fucking stabbed through, fucking pulling the lance out and fucking whacked off the horse. Fucking whoa. Before you know it, Dunk's fucking fucked up already. And then boom, flashback. I don't know. It was necessary, but and I don't know how else you place it. I don't know how else you do it. You know how else you do it? You do basically the flashback that you did, and you have Sir Arlen saying, get up, get up, get up. It then, see, it doesn't work, and then you go into the first charge. It just flashes you back to the first charge, and he gets knocked off his horse, but then you just, I don't know, in the background, you have this get up, like it just doesn't work the same. It just doesn't work the same. That's why I say the placement is perfect, but also horrible. I don't know how else you do it. You don't have the flashback at all. The flashback helps. There's meaning behind the flashback. It's not completely unnecessary. Before we get into Grizzy's video, I'm just going to run to the bathroom really quickly. And I think I need to get a little top up here. Because that started to get really warm too. All right, what do we got? What do we got, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see. Fuck. I always say it. I need new clips. I need more clips. I need better clips. Fuck. All right, I'll be right back.
Oh, Mozza, read that.
So
Mozza, don't let the American bitch.
Did you just fart?
Yes, I did. Tell you what to do.
I think it's bedtime, Mozza.
Question mark. I think it's bedtime for Mozza. That's the type of videos that we watch on fucking Happy Hump Day.
I gotta pee! Oh my god!
It's so funny in that video. You can hear fucking Grant. It's true. When Lethal says that's the kind of thing we watch on Happy Hump Day. All right. How y'all doing? Shout out to lurkers and rewatchers. How y'all doing? All right, let's watch some Grizzy. Let's watch some Grizzy, shall we? Good evening, good people. Good evening to you. How are you? God bless and welcome. And welcome to you. All right, let's take a look at Grizzy's page here, shall we? I think it's important. See, look, there 5-6 minutes. We could watch maybe one or two. I think it's important that we watch that one. So Disney Star Wars shills react to the Mandalorian and Grogu official trailer. That's important. We're going to watch that one first. But we might watch Disney Star Wars shill meltdowns over negative fan reactions to the Mandalorian and Grogu ad. What's this one? Oh, that's there. Anyway, Disney Star Wars shill praise awful. Shills praise awful the Mandalorian and Grogu Super Bowl ad. Disney Star Wars shill claims that Mando movie will be. I think we saw that last week. Will be as franchise changing. What's the rest of it? As The Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, we did see that one. I think we saw that on like we didn't watch the video, but we saw the clip that Grizzy put on. Fuck, he's had a little boom again too. Fuck, 32,000 subscribers. Good shit, Grizzy. He's just consistent. He's really good at what he does. I wish I could be that consistent. Still working on my video. All right, let's watch it. Let's watch it. Oh no, Kyle Katarn and his cat. Why is it doing that?
Oh, hello. As you can see, it's quite difficult being the pet of a Disney Star Wars shill, especially when you are literally the only pussy he ever gets.
Coming to cinemas this May, a movie that I'm sure Disney Lucasfilm is relieved they only spent $160 million on.
Fuck yeah, Mandalorian and Grogu.
The glorified babysitter of the retarded puppet.
I have high expectations for this trailer.
I am so ready for this. My body is so ready for this.
Official trailer for Mandalorian and Grogu. Can't wait.
The fact that he's got the Grogu.
Fuck. Oh, is this the Starfighter one?
What? What did he think it's a Starfighter trailer? Haven't you already know that it's a Mandalorian trailer? I think there's a title on every fucking video that got released saying that it's the Mandalorian and Grogu. These people are stupid.
Oh, is this the Starfighter one?
That's Mando.
Yeah. Oh,
I know this. Disappointed!
Please be good. For the love of God, I need a good Mandalorian and Grogu trailer.
Damn, it looks really good, dude. I love the theme.
Just the intro in itself, the way the X-Wings were coming in with the sunset backdrop, that R2 unit, the whole thing gave me feels of like Top Gun.
Evoking Top Gun, for sure.
Bullshit.
Wait, what the frick?
Yeah, how did you get the Razor Crest?
That dumb bitch.
I've missed the Razor Crest. It's such a good ship.
Okay, so What happened to the Naboo fighter?
Don't ask questions.
He looks good, Razor Crest.
Oh, you never know, Grizzy. They could just fucking do what I said and have this quick little scene where he trades in because they found another fucking Razor Crest for him. But it still is fucking retarded. The whole thing's stupid still.
This looks good. Nice.
Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
Yeah.
That's dope. Okay, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I got an erection.
Oh, the shells. Ah! Wait, like, where are they all?
He's got his mask off. Oh, it's Embo.
That is Embo. Oh!
Oh, Embo! I forgot his name, and I fucking don't care. Embo, let's go!
Oh, what the hell? And Embo, what the flip?
I know who that is. I know who it is, you guys!
Embo, that was Embo. Yes, I'm so keen for yes. Oh, the king.
The king, the king, the king of what exactly? Rayside. The king of what exactly? The king. Did you say the same thing when you saw Cad Bane? I'm pretty certain you could probably have said close and similar words.
God.
Sit down, you big stupid head!
Again, this is what Star Wars is now, ladies and gentlemen. It hasn't changed a bit. The reactions, I swear to God, you could fucking put any of the Disney Star Wars trailers over the top of this and the reactions would line up.
Oh my God, more. Oh my God.
You know, it's almost as if these people are putting on a performance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry. I'm so excited.
In the hopes that Disney Lucasfilm sees their reactions and rewards them for selling out.
It comes out 3 days before my birthday. So if Lucasfilm, if you're listening, and you have any premieres in the UK, I would love to go.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
Disney really said, yeah, when we got Pedro Pascal, we're putting his beautiful cheeks on the screen.
Damn. I didn't understand a word she said.
When we got paid. And that's just really sad.
Disney really said, yeah, when we got Pedro Pascal, we're putting his beautiful cheeks on the screen.
Damn. Are you scared?
I get it.
You should be.
Oh, sick. That's a dragon snake from the Clone Wars.
Oh my God, helmetless Din. So much helmetless Din.
Zeb!
I like this kid.
I like you, Zeb.
Oh my God.
So to all of you out there who have extremely low standards when it comes to women, did you know Louise Julie has an OnlyFans? Let's take a closer look and see what she's up to. Got the music going, I see. Now, I wonder what's going to happen next.
Oh, shit! Take that shit off!
Oh, look out, Grizzy.
It's a woman fucking a horse.
Yeah.
It was really giving it to her.
God, first time I've ever broken character in my career. I'm just going to pretend I didn't see that and move on.
I'm so sorry. I just can't get over this pram thing. I just can't get over it.
Yo, you could already see the elevated production value.
Elevated production value? What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yes,
End up your
yes.
dick.
That's the shit.
Oh,
yes.
Hey, bro, I don't know, but I think the movie looks good, dude.
Well, are you retarded?
This looks great. Has it been a long time for them to do some marketing? Yes, but this looks great.
And
dude, 4 months ago you had a trailer, you had the Super Bowl disaster, and now this. What are you talking about? You've been waiting so long.
Honestly, this is perfect. This is all I needed. This is all I needed.
We know that this is all you need. Absolute garbage on the screen, references, and that's it. References and garbage, nostalgia and garbage. All so you can.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking You fucking cunt!
Needed a little something. Just something that we can, I don't know.
Thank you, Grizzy. Everyone thank Grizzy. All right, what else are we going to watch? We watch this one. Disney Star Wars shill meltdown over negative fan reaction. I think we saw some of that on Grizzy's Twitter as well, but let's check out the video.
Can I preface this episode with saying that I'm probably going to crash out a little bit. I actually had to stay off Instagram today because I was just even more agitated by what people were saying online.
Because the majority of people think that fucking Disney Star Wars sucks and eats fucking dicks, and they fucking come out with the most pathetic, ridiculous Super Bowl halftime show fucking ad trailer piece of shit. And everybody knows it except for the ones that are still somewhat invested and seal clapping their way through everything. This is the most amazing Star Wars we've ever had for the rest of their fucking lives, so that they can either get access, gift bags, fucking money directly, fucking early access to shows, episodes, movies, games, you name it. They are doing it for all of that or a piece of that. And you're getting pissed off because most people are like, well, Disney Star Wars has kind of been shit for a long fucking time. In fact, I can't even remember a time when Disney Star Wars was actually good. To the point where they've destroyed the franchise, they've destroyed characters, they've destroyed the fan base, and basically just called everybody out for their actual genuine criticisms, to the point where people don't give a fuck and you're getting pissed off because they don't care. Okay. That sounds like a you problem, dude.
Pussy. I dislike that people disliked that ad.
Oh, this guy got offended. His butthole hurt. His butthole went because everybody didn't like it and voiced their opinion about it. How does that affect your enjoyment of it exactly? I'm sorry. I've said this before. The only reason why you get pissed off because other people don't like something and they voice their opinions and they tell you exactly why they don't like it. They tell you exactly why it's stupid. And then you get pissed off at them is because they're right and they are actually affecting your viewing of what you're seeing, to the point where subconsciously, despite the words that are coming out of your mouth, because you'll never deny it, right? The thought process in your head is they're right. What comes out is they're wrong, but they've already done the damage, and that's why they live in your head 24/7. This guy, it sounds like, we've barely watched any of this, it honestly sounds like this guy lost sleep because everybody fucking hated or thought, no, didn't even really hate. They honestly just, so many people are tapped out of Star Wars to the point where all they're doing now is paying attention. That's it. There's no emotional connection. There's nothing there. And when they see it and they go, this is shit, what were they fucking thinking? Everybody starts memeing it. Everybody starts turning it into an actual beer ad. And this guy gets butthurt about it. It's a you problem, buddy. I think it's time to start telling yourself the truth. And that becomes the problem, is you can't lie to yourself. You can't lie to yourself. The more you push away the truth to yourself, the more retarded you actually start sounding and becoming.
Because I really liked it.
This is some nonsense. They're triggering me.
Toxic positivity is just as common and perhaps even more common than toxic negativity, especially in the Disney Star Wars fandom.
Great point.
For example, that god-awful Mandalorian and Grogu Super Bowl ad was fun. Cue the compilation.
Dude, it's fun.
It's a fun little spot.
This is so much fun. And it was funny, and we were supposed to enjoy it, and you're supposed to have fun because you're eating chips. Kind of the idea is it's supposed to be more fun.
I had fun with your mama last night. But to have something like this is so different and fun.
But stuff like this, where they do a fun Super Bowl ad, where it's supposed to be a beer commercial, is exactly what me wants.
Yeah, too bad Disney Lucasfilm isn't making Star Wars specifically for you, because if they were, they probably already would have failed and sold it.
It was fun. It was fun. And we had fun.
And for those of you...
Well, then if you had fun and it was fun and all you want out of this is fun, then you got what you wanted. Why does it matter what anybody else says to you? Why does it matter what everybody else writes and you happen to come across and read? You shouldn't care. It was fun. You got your fun out of this fun little pointless TV spot. Good for you. You just said that that's all you want. Just because the majority of people say that it was shit and there was nothing really fun about it, you've already 100% stipulated that it was fun. That's all you want, and that's what you got. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. It's such a you problem. This is like, oh, it's so stupid.
Who did not like this ad? Well, you're no fun.
Do you guys hate fun? Do people hate fun?
Well, my friends and I, we have fun ripping on Disney Star Wars.
Yeah, that's fun.
Clearly, we have more fun doing that than you do enjoying it.
But everybody's like, oh, Star Wars takes itself too seriously now with Andor. Or, oh, man, I wish stuff was back like the old days. We're here. They made a beer commercial with Tauntauns running like Clydesdales.
I get dressed in the morning.
Stupid.
I'm triggered. I take a shower. I'm triggered. I get in the car. I'm triggered.
That is so cool.
Like on a Star Wars carriage and stuff.
Last week. Sam Elliott, who does the voice of like Home Depot commercials, said this is the way.
Yeah, wow, Sam Elliott said this is the way, you guys. That is so fucking cool, and that makes the trailer good.
Yeah,
this is so much fun.
The only line in this ad that I actually kind of liked was this one right here.
The journey never gets any easier.
Because indeed, it never gets any easier being a Disney Star Wars fan.
Everybody wants every trailer to be, oh, it's this big event. This is exactly...
No. This is the crazy thing. We've actually talked about it in this stream. They've released 2 trailers and a TV spot. You know, the crazy thing is that even in the trailers, like, personally, I still can't get over the pram thing, right? Like, it's still in the back of my mind right now. I just can't, like, if anybody thinks that that's fucking awesome, which we saw people that thought that that was fucking awesome, don't use their brains within the universe with how a fan would actually think about what they're seeing. Now, Disney Star Wars has actually made it worse because since the destruction and everything that they did within the sequel trilogy and everything, it makes you look at it even closer. You know, when Star Wars was just under George and everything, I never once thought in the back of my mind, hang on a second, that doesn't line up when it comes to, let's say, hyperspace travel. We've talked about it in Disney Star Wars. Travel time does not exist. It's hyperspace teleportation. They leave, they're there. It doesn't matter. Nothing else has taken place in that time, right? That was never even a thought that came into my mind because it was so seamlessly put in there that it makes sense just watching it. You don't have to ask, oh, hang on a second, how long does it take for them to travel from here to here? And then over here, they've literally gone and they've taken a shit in the time that it's taken them to do this, right? That's what Disney Star Wars is. They go on a trek that should, within hyperspace travel, take, let's say, 3 days, right? And then it cuts to another scene and literally it's been like 10 minutes and they're there. You know, days haven't passed over here when it should have because that's how long it takes for them to get there. Anyway, like, it's just that these people are so, I don't know. They're so blind to it. And maybe these people loved Star Wars even when George owned it. And it was like that I just don't know how you go from being that invested in these franchises, in these IPs, and you learn and you read and you play games and you watch movies and you watch shows and you have discussions and all of these things happen. And then something like the pram thing in this trailer happens and we're just, oh, no, that deserves a standing ovation. Sorry. Well done. That was fantastic. Like, amazing. That's the best thing I've seen since the last time I said that that was the best thing that I'd ever seen, which was the last thing that you came out with, which I hadn't said it, that this was the best Star Wars I'd ever seen until the thing that came out before that. And I said that this was the best Star Wars that we've ever gotten. And then I hadn't said it until the previous thing. Like, I don't understand these people. I don't understand these people. I don't understand how a brain that sits inside these people's heads operate and work the way that they do when they send the message to their mouths to speak about this stuff. I'm truly lost. Because this is the crazy thing too, is that we can give all the evidence in the world of why something is bad, something's wrong, how tracking fobs work, fucking hyperspace travel time, all of the shit that we've talked about over the course of the years. And has that ever mattered? No. We're just, bigoted Nazis. We get the name calls. All we're doing is giving our evidence of why we don't like this, or why we think it's bad, or why we think it's stupid, or why we think it's destructive. And all they can say to us is that we just don't want or like fun. Wow. I'm so hurt and offended by the fact that you think that I can't have fun. What the fuck, man? Like, honestly.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What the fuck are you talking about?
What happened with The Acolyte, where enough people were like, this is blah, blah, blah. I wish I had a trailer. Dog, everything is in a doomsday countdown.
So what? Again, this proves my point, right? This guy's obviously fucking talking about The Acolyte was dog water, dog shit. It was garbage. It was the lowest, bottom of the barrel fucking Star Wars thing that has ever been, ever to exist. And what? We've lived rent-free in your head since then? Because fucking everybody thinks it's absolute fucking, like, diarrhea? And you're sitting there going, it's amazing! We need to see more fucking Stockholm Syndrome in fucking Star Wars. Look, you got Plagueis. You got what you wanted, EU fans. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Seriously, you're retarded. You're retarded. Your brain doesn't function right. Go and vote for Kamala Harris again. Fucking idiot. Pansy little ass bitch. Yeah, now I'm name calling, but I've given all my evidence of why. So,
yeah.
It doesn't have to be, but people don't like fun, and they put themselves in this world of like, oh, it needs to be this big epic thing.
No, it just needs to fucking make sense. It just needs to make sense. Why are we going to Razor Crest again? Now, yeah, they might explain it, but what the fuck are we talking about?
First movie back in theaters after a 7-year hiatus. It needs to be big. It needs to be epic, or at the very least, marketed decently.
Yep.
And here's the real truth that I'm sure these shills do not want to hear. The reason it's not big, the reason it's not epic, the reason it's not marketed even decently is because Disney Lucasfilm knows that this movie is trash. And Disney Lucasfilm knows that people are going to be disappointed. So they're trying to get out ahead of it with this nothing teaser trailer that they did and this retarded Super Bowl ad that they did.
And they're the retarded new trailer that they've now just come out with.
Know what it's about? You're crazy.
I don't think
why? Can you please explain to me what basically you get out of this trailer that tells you at least something about what this story is going to be about, other than the fact that you haven't got this new trailer, but the only thing that we've gotten out of the new trailer is that Din Djarin realizes that he's not going to be able to be around for as long as fucking Grogu is. Oh, sorry, were you expecting more? Because there was nothing else.
I don't understand.
That's a weird thing is like, especially with like MCU stuff too, it would always be like,
you're crazy if you want more information as to what's in this movie. And this guy's so triggered he can't even sit still. Now, just prior to this, they go on a little rant saying, we don't need anything else. The movie is about Mando and Grogu and Mando passing the torch on to Grogu as a lead character in Star Wars.
Oh, that's the little frog guy, and that's the guy in the armor. They're probably going to get up to some adventures. That's all you need to know.
Okay, fine, but that's not going to drum up excitement. That's not going to get people talking.
And that thing where people say there's no source material. This is what she meant. This is not a story that has been told. Mando,
because the thing is in actual Star Wars canon, the Mandalorian and Grogu story doesn't fit within that story, right? Because yes, they did decanonize it and move it away, right? But like we showed earlier on the stream, the people producing this, the people making this don't even know where this sits within canon, where this sits within the timeline. We revealed earlier in the stream that literally season 1 of Mando, Grogu is 50 years old and it takes place 9 to 10 years after the Battle of Yavin, ABY. And guess what? The Mandalorian and Grogu takes place roughly the same time. But yet, we've got fucking 3 seasons that have taken place over at least a 5 to 10 year period. 2 years of him being with Luke. But you search the timelines for either of these things, and they're exactly the same time. They don't even know what they're doing. So you can spurg out, you can trigger and be triggered all you like at the people that are actually looking at this stuff and going, hang on, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. Can you make sense of the fucking pram that has rockets on it, right? The Grogu can maneuver now and like it turns into like a little car? No, you can't explain that. That's a problem.
Grogu is not Batman. He's a little green alien.
Well, it seems like he's Batman. He's got gadgets. As soon as he jumps into a gadget that doesn't even belong to him, it turns into a gadget. He's got like fucking Force MacGyver abilities.
Alien puppet.
I got a question. Who's the villain in this movie? Like, take Doomsday, for example. We've known about RDJ being doomed for years now. And like it or hate it, you can't deny that it's certainly gotten people talking. We are 3.5 months away from The Mandalorian and Grogu releasing, and we don't even know who the villain is. That is crazy to me. They should have revealed that in the Super Bowl ad instead of this bullshit. Anyway, the chat starts getting in on the action. This is such major cope from the usual types. There was nothing fun about the Mando ad, just more mediocre crap. Uh-oh, you can't say that.
What do you mean? There's nothing fun about it. Like, it's fun.
You enjoyed
dude.
it.
It's
Good.
like,
why does it matter if this person thinks that it was mediocre crap? You enjoyed it. Good for you, buddy. I mean, I don't know how you could get any enjoyment out of it. I think you're a little retarded for actually getting some enjoyment out of it, but you enjoyed it. Okay. I'm glad you're hyped for the Mandalorian and Grogu. I hope you're prepared to buy 10,000 tickets just to save Star Wars.
It's fun, dude. How dare you, Aussie 1397, not have fun? We got fucking Tauntauns back, dude.
Like, I don't...
Dog, we haven't had a Tauntaun back since The Empire Strikes Back. And we see Tauntauns riding. Dude, you guys don't...
Yeah, and the Tauntauns looked fake and fucking CGI. And stupid. And especially from that back shot where they're bobbling up and down. It looks pretty fucking stupid.
That was like SNL. Do you guys not like fun?
We're not being disrespectful of your opinion. Will is not being disrespectful of your opinion.
Well, he kind of is.
All right, everyone, that's all I got for today. I'm sure there will be more to this, especially after this movie comes out. So do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss anything. And most importantly, as always, thank you all for watching.
Go and subscribe to Grizzy, ladies and gentlemen. Do it. There we go. So all of those people this week, and including Retney for this little tweet, we're going to just make it fair this week. So including Retney's holocron, you all win Seal of the Week.
Hello, the Jedi.
Would you look at this? After saying that this would probably be a good game for Flash and I to possibly play, like after Flashcast or something, he just writes, interesting. I'm looking at the game. There you go. And that's the game for us, ladies and gentlemen. That's the game. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thanks for hanging out. It's been awesome. It's been really, really cool. Who have we got who's live right now? Camelot. Nina, I think, is still live. We got Anna. We're going to raid Anna. We're going to raid Anna again. She's hanging out with a few people. What's she doing? Hollywood goes nuts. 007 casting. We didn't talk about that, actually. Robert Pattinson in drag. I didn't hear about that either. And then comics and more. But she's got a few people on the panel. So that should be a little bit of fun. Awesome, guys. Thanks again to the lurkers for hanging out and just listening in. Thanks to the rewatchers. Thank you. Please do smash the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. All of that good shit. You can obviously catch us on Flashcast this month. Actually, on Flashcast has been pretty crazy. We've had at least 2, possibly even 3 in a row kazoo streams where we have really gotten pretty fucked up. It's been a lot of fun though. I've been really enjoying doing Flashcast, which has been really, really cool. I think we need to try and fucking space out those shots and stuff a little bit more so we can at least have some sort of coherent conversation at some points. But yeah, so that's this weekend, of course. I'm still working on my video. It's probably going to go a little bit longer because this, again, it's a short month, February too. So that doesn't help. But I'm still working on that. And I do feel like I probably need to try and start getting into a bit more consistent videos, just doing like a reaction to something each day, or like, you know, talking about a specific subject. I do need to probably do that, just to at least sort of get the algorithm going as well, so that hopefully by the time I actually release one of my bigger scripted, you know, video essay videos, it might get out there a little bit more. So I'll actually start looking into that. But thanks again, everyone. Let me set this up. Actually, I haven't even done that yet. Set up the raid. Set up the raid. We're raiding Anna. That Star Wars girl. Huzzah! All right. Thank you, everyone, again for hanging out. It's been awesome. We'll see you next week. Well, next week we'll be talking about the final episode of Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We'll go through a little bit of that like we did this week. We'll see what comes out through the course of the week. And I don't know. I haven't had a guest on for a while. I might maybe reach out to a couple of people and see if I can get somebody to come on, and we'll have a chat. Perhaps maybe somebody that's watched Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and we can actually have a nice, good, long conversation about the whole series. But anyway, we'll see how we go. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you later. Where am I going here? What do we want? Where do we want it? And how do we want it? Oh, I don't know about that. Bye, everybody.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
Put a ticket in and make her name it gay!
A few minutes? Are you kidding? At the rate they're gaining?
No, what is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like dusting crops, kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store. They're bounce into a supermarket and then...
Yeah.
It'd be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're gonna lose your deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking very caution.
You go away.
We bounced too near a supermarket?